Imagine driving down a highway when suddenly, out of nowhere, an enormous wall of dust engulfs everything around you, blotting out the sun and turning day into night. This isn't a scene from a disaster movie. It's a haboob, one of nature's most dramatic weather phenomena. And if you think this sounds like something that only happens in far-off deserts, think again. On Monday, residents of Phoenix, Arizona, experienced firsthand just how disruptive and awe-inspiring these storms can be. But here's where it gets controversial. While some see haboobs as thrilling displays of nature's power, others argue they're yet another sign of worsening climate patterns. So, what exactly is a haboob, and why should we care? Let's dive in. A haboob might sound like something out of science fiction, but its roots are deeply tied to real-world meteorology. The term itself comes from the Arabic word hab, meaning to blow. Originally used to describe intense sandstorms in places like Sudan, where such events happen about 24 times per year, the term has since been adopted globally to refer to any wind-driven dust storm in arid or semi-arid regions, from the Sahara Desert to Central Australia and even parts of North America like Arizona and Texas. Haboobs have become synonymous with sudden, severe weather shifts. But what sets a haboob apart from other types of dust storms? Unlike general dust storms, which can form due to various weather systems like cold fronts or dry lines, haboobs are directly linked to thunderstorms. When a thunderstorm develops over dry terrain, it releases powerful downdrafts of air from its base, those towering cumulonimbus clouds we often associate with heavy rain and lightning. As this rush of air hits the ground, it spreads outward at high speeds, kicking up loose soil, sand, and debris along the way. If the winds are strong enough, they create a massive rolling wall of dust that races ahead of the storm, sometimes stretching for miles. This process is especially common in areas experiencing prolonged droughts or extreme dryness, such as the southwestern United States. Why does moisture matter? Well, wetter soils tend to hold particles in place, making it harder for winds to pick them up. In contrast, parched landscapes offer little resistance, allowing haboobs to grow larger and more destructive. For example, during Monday's event in Phoenix, winds reached speeds of up to 66 miles per hour, carrying torrents of dust across highways and neighborhoods alike. When a haboob strikes, the effects can be both shocking and dangerous. Visibility drops almost instantly, leaving drivers stranded on roads and forcing pilots to divert flights. These storms can deposit vast amounts of fine dust and sand over wide areas, coating cars, homes, and infrastructure in gritty layers. Perhaps the most alarming aspect is the sheer unpredictability of haboobs. They often arrive without much warning, catching people off guard. According to the National Weather Service, NWS, this sudden onset makes driving particularly hazardous. Their advice? If you find yourself caught in a haboob while behind the wheel, pull over safely, turn off your lights, and stay put until the storm passes. It may seem counterintuitive to switch off your headlights, but doing so prevents other drivers from mistakenly following your taillights and potentially crashing into your vehicle. And this is the part most people miss. Haboobs aren't limited to specific corners of the globe. While they're most frequently observed in desert regions, they can technically occur anywhere with dry conditions and thunderstorm activity. In the U.S., states like Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas see the highest frequency. But don't rule out the possibility of encountering one elsewhere. After all, extreme weather knows no boundaries. So what do you think? Are haboobs simply fascinating quirks of our planet's atmosphere? Or are they harbingers of deeper environmental issues? With climate change contributing to longer droughts and more volatile weather patterns, could we see an increase in these dramatic storms in the coming years? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Share your perspective in the comments below.